Namaste Krishna Rao garu. Welcome to IYRTalks English edition. In this edition, we discuss about, I don't know whether I should call it as a histrionics of Trump. The moment he became the President of United States of America, probably the largest democratic country in the world and the richest, and one time power centered country, he is taking all steps which, ever since he came, no country or individual is happy with his policies to make America great again. The one such step which recently we have seen is that, I don't know, he is totally always says Modi is my best friend and we are good friends, India is more nearer to me and all that, but whatever, ever since he became the President of United States for the second time, I don't know, because India has not supported him for the Nobel Peace Prize or something, and every statement he says, I am the person responsible for stoppage of war between India and Pakistan, or otherwise Russia and Ukraine war, otherwise in the Middle East and all that, and finally wanted to project him as a world leader. He should not project. The world should recognize him as a leader who has advocated peace and prosperity among the human race. So one coming back to our main point, the one thing is that he has about 4 days back promulgated on, I think, Saturday, ban on H1b visas and punishing them with $1 lakh. If somebody has to work in US, the company has to pay $1 lakh. And he said it's for 1 year, later it has been defined for lifetime, no one knows, and then major companies, they ask their employees to come back to that. Suddenly there is with the single ticket which is about 70,000 rupees gone up to 2,50,000, there is a chaos. They said before this time if you don't come to America, you will be sent back and all that. So much of chaos and confusion among these so-called employees who are holding H1b visa, who otherwise came back to their native places for short stay and all that. And of course, slowly clarification is coming and everybody is condemning his act. No doubt, basically he wants to help America to revive its economy and strengthen its economy. So he is increasing the tariffs and doing harm to the economy. On the other side, Modi ji, he is trying to reduce tariffs by rationalizing GST and all that, and taking people along with him and giving them a source of strength in their minds, stating that don't worry, Atmanirbhar Bharat. I think it's an excellent guy who is taking the country towards in a future to make India one of the top countries of the world. But one thing I could not understand is that, is it the correct time for India to think something in future, try to have self-reliance in terms of education sector and also in trying to develop the research and development orientation for the youth over here, and because opportunities are more, why people are going to America? Because there are good number of opportunities, earning capacity is more and all that. If you compare the amount of expenditure, because India is a developing country, so we don't have so much of resources. So if we develop India as what America is, I think there is going to be a better future. And on simple H1b visas, I want your comments.
Yeah. I think after the World War II, the whole world is dancing to the tune of USA. For quite some time at least, there was a second power center in terms of the Russian bloc communists. To that extent, it was not a unipolar world. And America's influence to that extent was to some extent limited, but even then, it was America which was dominating. Russia was not able to really give it a competition or fight, because wherever they wanted, they changed the regimes, they changed whatever they want to do. In fact, at one stage, after Russia collapsed, America has taken over the world economic scenario into its hand. Then their think tanks started thinking what is good for America. One of the things is intellectual property rights, because we are producing so many things, so many ideas, so many patents, but countries like India are copying them and doing all sorts of manufacturing, which is hitting us. So let us put this intellectual property rights on the front. Similarly, they wanted a opening for their banking and insurance sectors in other countries. They wanted goods to be produced in mass so that inflation will get reduced and they will have better consumerism in America. So came the World Trade Organization and all that organization. But unfortunate thing that America didn't realize is when you gain something, you lose something. You lost your manufacturing base. That's natural process of a competition and then comparative advantage. Now they want to reverse it because they think America has lost because of this new economic order. Anybody who has seen the Republican Party agenda wouldn't have been surprised by what was happening. This is all part of their agenda. One, get back the manufacturing, get back jobs to us, throw out others. And among them, most important happens to be Indians. That's why it came. I don't think it will get changed unless there is another regime change, not Republican, Democrats coming, and even then, whether they would touch this issue, I am very doubtful. How does this affect India? India, I am more worried about two things. H1b per se is one thing, H1b combined with educational visa is another thing. What has been the greatest advantage for India is educational visa combined with H1b visa. That has helped India a lot because India, the institutions are limited, opportunities are limited. Suddenly, with educational visa, students have got an opening to go and study in world-class institutions in America. If it was to be financed by their parents or within the system, they could never have gone. They have gone there because this assurance of H1b visa was there. So they could go there, study there and repay that loan, whatever they have taken by working in America. With that gone, I doubt whether any of these students would now be willing to go over to America for studying, through which we are going to lose possibility of better educational opportunities for our children. So what should India do? India should build world-class educational institutions, and that should be priority number one for the government. You have, if you have 30, 40 IITs, you expand it to 500. NITs, if there are 100, make it 1,000. So that's the amount of explosion of quality education that is required. That's the only way we can face up to this problem. Second, yes, of course, offshoring will be done and a lot of work will come over to India because you have the technical talent. And more importantly, you should now try to diversify to other countries. Don't be US-centric. That's another major message that America has given. And then, of course, most important thing what the Prime Minister is emphasizing, self-reliance. I mean, this concept of self-reliance, protectionism, right from Nehru's time was there, but it was with another condition, public sector and self-reliance. That is where the inefficiencies have set in. You have self-reliance with private sector, maybe the efficiencies will be much higher and productivity will also be good. That is another area on which India has to focus for the time being.
You know, we have to wait for a few more days as to how this is going to resolve for the betterment of Indian employees over there. Thank you.